Hello guys, hope everyone is doing okay. So by now you've seen the whole Arslan Ash Harada drama on Twitter. We know that Harada accidentally, apparently, blocked Arslan Ash on Twitter. Arslan Ash tweeted it out, it went viral. Every YouTuber under the sun covered the situation. I decided not going to because everyone's already done it, and I'll just sort of see how it pans out. Now, I don't know what the actual reason is. I don't think we'll ever actually know what the reason is. Harada gave an explanation, and I don't personally believe him, but that seemed to upset a lot of people, and that's why I'm making this video. Now, there was a lot of people in my comment section, both on Twitter and on other apps, which we're going to talk about in a little bit, that came to my defense or sent me screenshots saying, I don't know why people are saying this about you. And to everyone that was saying it, like some of you sent me messages asking me if I was okay. I'm perfectly fine. I think one thing people need to realize is that when you put your opinions on the internet and you're as opinionated as me, obviously you're going to get a lot of people that don't like you. Even if you are just talking about video games, you'll get people that genuinely can't stand you, which is fine. You know, I'm not here trying to be friends with every single person, and I'm not going to lie. So if I feel something and it's not particularly positive, then I'm going to say it. Now, I didn't really feel like making a video about that topic because I felt like Moonsault Slayer or Button Check or Blackheart or Finty or somebody else will do the job and do it well enough. But I saw more and more comments coming in surrounding this situation, and I highlighted a couple of them because I wanted to go over why I think communication is really poor in this community and why people, I think, read everything in like an angry voice on Twitter. Full disclosure, when I'm typing something out on Twitter, I'm usually not angry. I know you're reading it like that, but even the tweet about Harada that I wrote, I wasn't angry when I was writing it. I was just responding to a public tweet. You see, it feels like some people forget that it's a public platform, and when you put a tweet out, people are open to reply to it. But it feels like some people in this community don't like it when you speak and you say something that is against their fearless leader. In this case, I simply didn't believe what Harada was saying. I don't hate the guy. I don't hate anybody that believes him. I just don't believe him. Now, that might be a character flaw of mine because I'm not a very trusting person. It takes a long time to earn my trust. So I'm willing to concede that, but I don't hate the guy. A lot of people were like really mad at me because I said I don't believe him. First of all, I don't think Harada really cares if I believe him or not. Again, I'm just responding on a public platform like most people do. I mean, isn't that what we use these platforms for, these social media apps, to speak to one another? He put out a tweet, Arslan Ash put out a tweet, and everybody responded. People made YouTube videos about it. That's how it all works. That's the ecosystem. Anyway, I want to read some of these comments because they were quite funny. Now, what I do want to start with is Facebook. Now, I don't have a Facebook profile. I didn't even really know Facebook was active like that. And this morning, I got sent over some screenshots from a friend. Now, I did find it quite funny that the person that went to Facebook to post this obviously was on Twitter, and instead of just saying it to me on Twitter, took the screenshot and went to Facebook to shit talk about me in a completely separate group I didn't even know existed. Now I know that it exists, I'll probably frequent the group every now and then for a bit of banter. So he quote retweeted what I put out. So I'll read to you guys what I said about Harada first, which was basically, you can't block people accidentally. You go to their profile, click on the three dots, click on block, and then it asks you again with their name in bold. Blocking people is not an operational mistake. It's a deliberate, conscious decision made by an individual. No disrespect and no offense, I'm just saying. Anyone's entitled to block whoever they want, but you can't block somebody by accident unless you're running some sort of script that auto blocks people. Some people are telling me that you can block people by accident. I don't believe them, but I don't hate you guys. Just because I don't believe you doesn't mean I dislike you or I'm trying to start a fight with you. And I said in that tweet, no disrespect and no offense. What, just because somebody says something, you just have to believe what they're saying? I even said in the tweet, you're entitled to block whoever you want. I'm just saying, it just looks like you're running a script and it's blocking people that maybe are liking tweets or who are interacting with accounts that are being very critical of Tekken. I don't believe Harada butt blocked. You know when you sit on your phone and you butt dial some people sometimes? I don't believe that happened. Some people were showing me screenshots where you can two tap it, so you can press on a comment and then block somebody. But I think you press on the comment, you press block, and then you press block. Like it gives you the option to actually block them or cancel. So I think it's like a three tap situation. But either way, I just don't believe any of you. That's all. I'm not here trying to fight with anyone over it. I'm just saying I don't believe you. Anyways, this flayed main guy goes to Facebook and he writes, Mike Hollow, if you're in this group, leave that man the fuck alone. Harada will block you from every Tekken event till the end of time and throw your limpy body off a cliff, and what you gonna do to stop him? The game is not that serious. He do not want to talk to you. I don't care if you play video games professionally or what. Leave the devs alone. That man just made a tweet like 2 weeks ago. He about to retire because y'all stressing him out. See, again, this is what I don't understand. It's a public platform, Flayed. A public platform. The same way you went to Twitter to bitch about me on a group that I'm not even a part of, but you could have just tweeted me, is the same way where Harada put something out. We're open to respond to him. What is it with these people in the community that want to get on their hands and knees and guzzle at the developers? I don't understand what the big deal is. I'm not angry. I'm not fishing for Harada to respond to me. He can respond to me if he wants. If he doesn't have to. But he's on a public platform. Why can't people respond to him and criticize him and call him out or say, hey, we don't believe you? Same way you're doing with my post, right? I wouldn't tell you, hey, leave me alone. Like I put it on a public platform. Don't you know how they work? As for blocking me from every Tekken event, do you think I go to Tekken events? I go to 1 event a year, 2 if I'm lucky. Don't really have time to be going to events, and to be honest with you, the way Tekken 8 is, if he blocked me from every single event, I don't think I'm going to care. Don't think a lot of people would care right now, to be honest with you. And blocking me from going to events because I have opinions, doesn't that seem a little bit weird to you? And throw my limp body off a cliff, and what am I going to do to stop him? I don't even know what to say to that. The game is not that serious. You're right. It's not that serious. You went to a whole other app to bitch about me, right? I just quote retweeted Harada. It's about the same level of serious, right? You don't take me seriously. I'm not losing sleep over what Harada did. We're just having conversation. What is it with you guys that don't like having conversations? You only want it one way. I don't play video games professionally either. I'm just somebody on YouTube that has a lot of opinions. And again, I need to stress because I don't think you guys understand how this works. This is a public platform. This is what we do. We talk here. Anyway, that was the opening of the Facebook thread. I started reading through it. I was looking at what my friend was sending me, and I've got a couple screenshots here. I didn't screenshot everything. I don't want the video to be too long, but I screenshot the ones that I thought were the most funny and the most relevant. So the first one I got here is from Lindo Patterson, and he says, God, I cannot stand Mike Hollow at all. Really? You can't stand me? That's a bit strong. And then Eleonora, sorry if I'm butchering your name, his podcast or interview or whatever with Fighting GM looked interesting. Dude probably had a lot of interesting things to say. I cannot watch anything with Mike Hollow in it. He's such a drama queen. How am I a drama queen? You guys have gone to a whole other app in a group to bitch about me, and I'm the drama queen. I don't understand. Just because I have an opinion. Michael Matthews says, agreed. Dude sounds like he's never happy with anything and just makes content to bitch. He's an outraged tourist for sure. I don't really even know what an outraged tourist means. I'm not even entirely sure what that means. I mean, look, Michael Matthews. The way the channel works here is that the videos that I produce, they're to criticize things in games that I want changed or to point it out. The live streams that I do, if you use your eyes or you understand how to use YouTube, is mostly to celebrate games that I really like and to play games with the community. You go over to the live stream tab, there's loads of live streams where we're just sitting there playing games and we're having a laugh. So there's two sides to the channel. I know some of you struggle and you can't click on things or you just read something like one headline or you can't get past 5 seconds and you think you've got somebody figured out. But just to give you a rundown of how it works, yeah, the videos are mostly for criticizing video games, by the way. Not like I'm calling out someone's mum here. And the live streams are to play with the community and celebrate certain games and have discussions and just have a good time. Stuart Duncan, he seems to be like one of the only realist voices in the FGC nowadays. I think he's pretty cool. Well, Stuart, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Now, there were other people in this thread that were saying nice things about me, and I appreciate all of you. But I thought it'd be funnier to highlight these really backwards comments. Linda responds to Stuart and says, you really ought to listen to more folks in the FGC if you really think that Mike Hollow is not it. If you want to listen to an FGC content creator that discusses the current topics and happenings within the FGC, but minus the pot stirring of dramatic clickbait, then Ernesto aka Button Check is a much more palatable personality to watch. Well, yeah, Ernesto produces amazing content. Ernesto, consider him a friend of the channel. We've spoken before. He's been on the podcast before. We were supposed to do a podcast together, but I think schedules are probably clashing. He looks very busy. But yeah, if you want to go watch Ernesto instead, I would encourage it. Ernesto's great. He's almost at 100k now. He's been a staple in the FGC for a long time. But don't forget, Lindo, people say some pretty nasty things about him as well on Twitter. And they have the same sort of opinion that you have of me, of Ernesto. And we spoke about that when Technicals was on the podcast. And all he's doing is letting people know what's going on. But they'll call him a drama queen as well. We've got Will Summers here with, if Mike was here, he'd be fighting people in the comments like he does on YouTube because his ego is as fragile as the Tekken developers. This is one thing I'll never understand, right? I take time out to go into my comment section and try to respond to everybody. Getting a little bit harder as the channel grows, but I really try to respond to everybody. And sometimes, some of the people in my comment section are saying things that I don't like. Maybe Will is somebody that likes to glaze people or doesn't like to talk back to people. But if you say something that I agree with, we'll have a general chit chat. If you say something I disagree with, we'll have a chit chat. It's nothing to do with ego. If I had an ego problem, I would just ban comments, right? I'd do a Michael Murray and I just start banning and blocking people. I've never once blocked any comments from coming into my comment section. Sometimes YouTube does that, unfortunately. If you use very flagrant language, I can't control that. And I don't tend to block people when they come into my stream. The only time I do it is if you're spamming. So I don't know how my ego is fragile, especially because I willingly invite people onto the podcast that I don't know sometimes. I don't have any idea what they're going to say. Hundreds of people are watching, sometimes thousands. So how could my ego be fragile if I'm open to talk to anyone? I mean, Will, I don't know who you are. We're probably never going to speak. You're probably never even going to see this. But if you did see this and you wanted to come on the podcast to say something to me, you could. There's nothing that you could say to me to hurt my ego. I would just talk to you and ask you questions like, what is the problem here? But we know how those conversations go because every time I get people like you on the podcast, you start stuttering. You don't know what you're on about. You're just bandwagoning. Ron Morris, Mike Colo is that a real cafe? Is that a real cafe? Wow, it's actually a real cafe. Where is it based? It's in the US. Okay, it's a real cafe. Oh, shouts to them. I mean, that is kind of funny. I can't lie. I don't know where you found that picture, but that is pretty funny. Then the last one from Twitter is from RJ Morero. And he says, who in the flying fuck is Mike Colo and why should I care about anything he blabs on Twitter? Well, the truth is, RJ, you shouldn't care about what I have to say on Twitter. The people that were typing in this clearly care a lot. And judging from the responses, they watch my content quite often. So chances are they're probably going to see this. And if you are watching, I appreciate you supporting the channel. Brandon Marth responds saying, RJ Morero, he's just some dude with a small following who cries on YouTube that his toys aren't what he wanted. I found him by accident a while back because he kept crying with MK Tom Brady about MK1. Now his clickbait strategy is jumping on Tekken. That's not how clickbait works, okay? Clickbait is if I put a thumbnail and a title up and it has almost nothing to do with the video. That's clickbait. You won't find any videos on my channel like that. He has never had one truly positive video in my experience. He's quickly became very hard for me to personally listen to because he's definitely the dude at a local who only comes out of his house to tell everyone how bad their neutral is. That's definitely not me. If any of you know me in person, you see me in person, I'm a very quiet person. If you see me at a local, if you see me at a tournament, I'm likely sitting in the corner sleeping. Matter of fact, when I went to Versus fighting, King J left me on my own for like 5 minutes and I went to sleep. I was sitting in the middle of the, where the big Titatron was, where they were doing the main event matches, just sleeping. So no, if you see me at a local, I'll probably be chilling with a friend or I'll probably be asleep. I fall asleep a lot at these things. He also said I've never had one truly positive video. Now, obviously that's not true. It only takes a couple of seconds to look through my channel to see the videos that I've made that are praising things. And then obviously the abundance of live streams that go on for hours long where we're talking about all sorts of things or playing games on stream that we enjoy playing. That much should be self-explanatory. But you notice again, I say this all the time. They'll call me negative, but they will not call me a liar. If I had this Brandon Marth individual or RJ on, and I asked them to point out on my feed where the lies are, they won't be able to. So again, this is very childish on their behalf. But you want me to be positive about Tekken 8. Have you played the game recently? I watched like 10 of his videos to give him a chance because I thought he was a new YouTuber trying to build a voice and platform, so I thought his content would improve. But dude has been at this for a while and it seems to have always been like this. Then RJ says, one of those, yeah, his word ain't worth shit. So RJ doesn't even know who I am. Didn't bother to even look it up. And just took his word for it, said I ain't worth shit. Fair enough. Fair enough. I can't be like that. I got to look at things for myself and make an assessment myself. But hey, some people are sheep, so more power to you. And then if we come over to Twitter, we've got Juggernaut here, who is responding to my tweet where I said that I don't believe that Harada did it by accident. And Juggernaut says, gonna have to say I don't agree with you at all this time. I am afraid Harada has already given reasonable reasoning how it happened, and to think Harada would block Arslan of all people on purpose is very silly. And I said to him, that's fine, you don't have to agree, I don't buy it, but to each their own. And I wanted to highlight this comment, not because Juggernaut did or said anything to piss me off, but to most people, I was saying to them, look, I don't agree with you, but you know, if you believe Harada, it's fine. I'm not going to flame you for it. This is just my opinion. There were some people that were getting really, really annoyed. And I was like, I just don't understand this. It's like you have to have a hive mind mentality. If you think a certain way, if you see something, you're like, I don't believe you. It's like everybody gets bent out of shape. I really don't understand it. And then I've got Molly B here. Now, this Molly B tweet is interesting. Not because of Molly B, but because of what transpired afterwards. And she said, you're completely wrong. I've unfollowed and blocked people by accident multiple times, usually because my cat sprawled across my laptop while I had a page up. I simply said to her, I don't believe you, but fair enough. Your cat unfollowed and blocked people a few times. Okay, what about the other times? And we went on to have general chit chat, and she sent me a link to, I think, a Chrome extension that makes it so that you can block somebody in like 2 touches or 1 touch, something like that. I can't remember off the top of my head. But I still don't believe what they're saying, but people started messaging me. I got this message. I don't want to bait out who it was. I really don't want to, like, I'm not looking to start anything with this particular individual because I know they're going to get very upset. But they said to me, you leave Molly alone. She's done nothing to you. Don't start on her. And I read my tweets and I was like, what? Where did you get that I was starting on her? And he goes, I know you, Mike. You're going to start something with her. I was like, bro, I ain't got nothing against Molly. I'm just saying, like, she gave me an explanation. And I said, I don't believe her. I've watched some of Molly's videos. I know who Molly is. Like, I don't know her, no. I know who she is. I wasn't looking to start a fight with people. I wasn't looking to start a fight with her. Like, they're very far from it. I feel like you disagree with people and they lose their shit. And the way this particular content creator got in contact with me and tried to flame me was really baffling. And it's not even like a white knight thing. I think he genuinely thought that I was about to go off on one just because she said I was wrong. She disagrees with me. I don't think she hates me. I certainly don't. I don't have a beef with her. I don't know what's wrong with you guys. Like, are you this bent out of shape because somebody quote tweeted Harada and said they don't believe it? I wanted to screenshot this tweet because I got this one a few times. So it's not to call this individual out in particular. It's just a template basically because it was the same message over and over again. And it was, why are you crying? Who cares? Now, the why are you crying part, you know, I guess people read tweets in certain voices to justify what they want to say. Obviously he wasn't crying, just pointing something out. And he wrote, who cares? Which I found interesting since he commented on my tweet. And several people commented on my tweet saying, who cares? And to that I say, why are you commenting on my tweet? Why do you care? And if you say something like you don't really care, you're just asking a question, well, then you've got your answer. That is the exact same sentiment that I have towards Harada's tweet. It's not that it's keeping me up at night. It's not that I'm crying about it. It's just he made a tweet on a public platform, and what happens on Twitter is when people tweet, other people respond. It's a very basic concept, guys. It's really not hard to grasp. Now, you did the same thing, right? You saw my tweet, you saw what I said about Harada, and you asked me a question. And you probably know the answer because you probably don't particularly care that much. You just saw something and you were going to keep scrolling. You thought, you know, I'm going to say something. And you went about your day, I'm sure, right? You didn't sit glued to your phone waiting for me to respond. So there's your answer. And then the last one here from Sid Fury, irrelevant YouTuber who profits off drama wants to perpetuate drama. I'm sure your intentions are purely logical, buddy. I was like, that must have really upset Moon. As for the irrelevant YouTuber part, I mean, yeah, I've got a somewhat small following, that's true. But if I was so irrelevant, why are you commenting on my post? This is what I never understand. Like, you can't call somebody irrelevant when nobody even knows that you exist. Bit of a weird thing to do. And I don't know how I was starting drama by just quote retweeting Harada. Like, I just don't get it. Does everyone just want to get on their hands and knees or something? That's for this guy that can't stand me. Again, a lot of my videos are criticizing video games. Some people are married to these games. Like, you say something about their favorite game and they lose their shit. And that's all it really was, that Harada said something and I wanted to reply to it. And I wanted to highlight just a few of these tweets. It wasn't all of them because there was a lot that came in. You know, the post had like 30,000 views on it, and then, you know, those guys were doing whatever they were doing on Facebook. But I just wanted to highlight that it's really weird to see how some people behave when you criticize certain things. Now, if I hated Harada or I hated Michael Murray or I wanted to start a beef, it would be very, very, very obvious, and I would say it openly. But I don't. The same way that you guys leave me comments, I leave them comments. The same way you guys leave me comments criticizing me like the guys on Facebook did and some of the guys on Twitter, I sometimes leave comments criticizing them. I don't understand why you don't get how this works. Look, I get it. Some of us grow up on some games and those games mean a lot to us and we're attached to them. And when people say things about those games, you can feel it in your core. You can feel your core burning. You get this uncontrollable rage in your I don't know, in your medulla oblongata. And you just lose your shit at people simply making remarks about games. And it's all from people that contribute nothing to the scene whatsoever. It's just random people who don't like you having an opinion. And the point of this video, and the reason I ended up making it, is that some other people were critical of Harada and critical of Michael Murray and are critical of games, and they get a lot of blowback from people and a lot of nasty messages, which is normal in the FGC. If you say something against the narrative, I guess, people get really bent out of shape. And so the reason I made this video is to tell these people that want to be critical of the game, that have something to say, but you're worried about getting blowback from people like this. Don't worry about it. You've got your own communities that appreciate you. I'm sure you've got your families around you that appreciate you. You've got your close friends that care about you. To be honest with you, I mean, this stuff is kind of funny. I mean, you should just find the fun in it. I don't think you should get upset about it. I'm not gonna like call out the people that messaged me, you know, when this whole situation was going on, but just have fun with it. Like, these people are entitled to their opinions, right? You can't make everybody happy. Some people are gonna hate you, whether you think the reason's dumb or not. It is what it is, you know. Can't make everyone happy. But to all of you that I upset because I said that I don't believe Harada, sorry. Like, I don't know what to say. I don't hate you, but I think you hate me. It's a little bit weird, but fair enough. This whole Tekken situation just continues to spiral and spiral. Now, in terms of Harada blocking people, yeah, I do think it's a script. I think if you interact with certain posts or if you maybe say certain keywords, I don't know how the script works exactly, I think it will block you, which is also a problem in my opinion. Some people say, why do you care? I don't care that much, but I do think you have to call into question why somebody would say, hey, give me feedback, and then when people give feedback like Mrs. Play Stuff, they get blocked. I think that's a bit weird. That's my 2 cents on the whole situation. You guys let me know what you think.